All right, so today we're here with Dru, and Dru, why don't you tell us a little bit about, well, I guess, first of all, what is your business?
Hi, I'm Dru Richman. I'm the Chief Technical Officer of a company called Mac Help Desk. Mac Help Desk provides on-site support, sales, training, and service in the Macintosh environment. We make house calls. Our job is to make sure your Mac is always up and alive and running and that you have the proper skills and tools necessary to accomplish whatever tasks you need to do.
Well, that sounds great, Dru. So how long have you been doing this?
We came online January 2nd, 1991, and have been helping people ever since. We've been very, very fortunate.
Wow, 20 years. That's...
Yeah, it's scary. The same company, being with the same company for 20, who would have thunk? But I'm fortunate that, A, there are enough people out there using Macintoshes and continuing to use Macintoshes, and B, that there are enough people who have problems to keep calling me and say, hey, I need you to come and fix this, or I've messed something up, or something's wrong, come and fix it.
So
it's a good thing.
How did you originally get started?
I was a musician, and we needed a tool to work with our fan base, and this was before you had databases and you were gluing labels on, and I discovered the Mac, discovered that it had a great tool, and shortly thereafter people started calling me and saying, hey, you obviously know what you're doing because you're making postcards and graphic things, and if I have problems, can I call you? And that went on for a little while, and about a year later, hi, I'm a friend of Gene, and Gene says if I have problems with my Mac, you're the guy to talk to, and that went on for about a year, and then I started getting calls, hi, I'm a neighbor who lives down the street in Waco, and Gene said that if I need problems, I should call you, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
So you started off trying to address your own problems, and next thing you knew, you were helping other people with their problems.
Yeah, it became a tool to fix a problem, that became a hobby, that became a job, that became a career. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, you always good to like your job, that's for sure. A lot of people in this day and age can't stand theirs.
No, if you love what you do and the money will follow. It's a wonderful thing.
So, obviously you must have seen quite a few different types of customers over the 20 years. Looking at today, who is the typical customer? Is it business, home user?
We split virtually 50-50 year after year on individuals and corporate users. And I'm not proud. I'll take anybody's business. And whether we go to a business and help them or we go to an individual's house and help them, it all works the same way.
And what are you seeing as typical problems that, I guess, business customers or home customers have? Are they different problems? Or?
They're very similar. A lot of it is upgrading. They want to put a new hard drive. They want to put RAM memory. They want to upgrade their system software. And they're a little anxious about doing that themselves, certainly from the individual standpoint. From the corporate standpoint, you'll have an IT department that's very adept at fixing PCs. But when it comes to Macintosh, they get very, very anxious, and they'd much rather not invest the time to learn how to do it, and it's less expensive for a company, in many cases, to bring in a third-party guy like me to come in and repair and maintain their Macintoshes so they don't have to do that expenditure of capital.
Yeah, a lot of companies just don't have anybody in IT that knows Mac, so...
Yeah, a lot of times that's true, and part of that is because the rule of thumb is for every 25 PCs you need a tech, but for every 75 Macs you need a tech.
Right.
So Macs require less maintenance, so they don't have as many technicians out there. So many companies who have less than 75 Macs don't have a full-time tech, and the PC guys really can't handle it well. So they call me, which is great.
So obviously there are Apple stores now that haven't been around 20 years ago when you started. Is that a major competitor for you, or what are you seeing?
Yeah, they're a competitor because Apple spends a lot more money on advertising than I do, to be sure. And they're much more in your face than I am. But be that as it may, a lot of people don't want to unplug their computer, stick it in the back of the car, haul it all the way down to an Apple store, let it sit there for 3 to 5 days, and go all the way back, have to haul it up, and then try to remember how to hook up all the wiring. For many people, it's much more convenient to have the technician come to their house and say, here it is, it's broken, fix it. And you can do it there. They don't have to. They can relax, they can be calm, and in many instances fix it right then and there, in real time, without having to not have your computer for a week.
Right. So it's a big advantage to customers to have somebody come in on site. Like
Absolutely, absolutely. Certainly time-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need your email every day, if you want to do your Facebook every day, if you have a report that's due, not having your computer or not having access to that for 3 to 5 days is not a good thing.
Yeah. So what are you seeing happening with the Mac side of the market in the next 6 to 12 months? Anything exciting?
It's always exciting. It's getting bigger. Apple is growing at twice the PC rate at this point in time for the last 20 quarters. More and more people every month are buying Macs. Half the people buying Macs today have never owned a Macintosh product or an Apple product. And we keep seeing that, and people keep saying, hey, it works. It's just like the guy says, it works. And that's a wonderful thing. And for me, that's a good thing because people inevitably transitioning from a PC environment to a Mac environment will say, well, I've always done it like this on a PC, and that's not the way necessarily you do it on a Mac. And they'll need some guidance, they'll need some training, they'll need some reassurance. We do all of that.
Okay, so you don't just fix problems, you also work with customers proactively and then address issues, including training, to prevent them.
Absolutely. Proactive is good because it saves you money in the long run. But we do support, sales, training, and service. And training is a big thing of what we do because a lot of times people say, hey, I need to do this particular task. How do I do it? Or I need to get from point A to point B. How do I get there? You can't get that information from the guys in the stores. That's not their job. Right. Their job is to sell you things. Their job is not to support you and give you training. That's what we do.
So what do you think makes customers come back to you over and over?
I think it's an idea that they're treated like people. That they're not just a customer, somebody that, oh, how much money can I get from you? How quickly can I get it? And then kick your butt out the door, and we don't want to see you till you want to spend more money. I don't call people customers. They're not customers. They're client friends. Mm-hmm. And I have, fortunately, had friendships with a lot of the people I work for and work with over the years who, call me and say, hey, I have this problem. It's nice.
That's great. So if there's one thing that you'd like somebody watching this video to remember, what would that be?
You don't have to take your stuff to Apple. There's good support to be had at your home or your place of business at a reasonable cost. The work can be done in a reasonable amount of time, and it can save you money, it can save you time, and a lot of anguish, and keep your blood pressure, at a reasonable rate.
That's great. And then I know you also have a newsletter that you've been publishing for almost 20 years as well, right?
Oh, yeah, we do. It started out as a quarterly. That lasted all of 2 quarters, and now it's been going on for a month. It's called Mac Facts. And just go to our website. You can log in for free and see them all, or if you send us an email to machelpdesk.com, and we will put you on the list, and you can get it. It's free, and it's 8 or 9 pages a month. We don't bother you otherwise, and it's tips and tools and reviews and all kinds of things that you might find useful.
That's great. And then obviously you're in the DFW area here, but anybody across the country can subscribe to your newsletter.
You betcha. And we travel, since we travel anywhere. We go as far north as Ontario, as far south as Guadalajara, and out to each of the other coasts. We're not proud. We'll go anywhere you need help. And we've got clients in Colorado Springs and out in Orange County, up in Boston and Florida. We'll go anywhere.
Great. Well, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
I appreciate finding out a little more about your business.
Thanks. Appreciate you having us.